would be nice.
It would be nice.
Wouldn't it be nice? We're episode 32. Do we have to say the episode at the start of every episode, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Just lets people know, doesn't it?
Lets people know, like, fuck, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's still going, are they? Oh, cool, that's nice to know.
God bless you if you've listened to all of them. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. I think by this point you'd probably have quite a good picture of what kind of knobs you're listening to, really, wouldn't you?
What's coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like to think that we cover new stuff, but sometimes I don't know whether we just talk about Deeks' feet and stuff over.
Mate, the last couple of episodes have been different. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. The fact we've had 3 guests in a row. We went Jono Jones, Blake, and then Deeks. And how different all of those were. You know, Jono quite not up and coming, but sort of like we talked a lot about his career and the future of his mountain biking. And then we had Blake talking about the past, and then we had Deeks talking about selling feet photos. Like, it's just. I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about, like, you know, let's say you just getting into mountain biking, like what you were talking about in Spain. These guys that were like, they're into it, but they're not really into it. They don't really know people. They go on YouTube or Spotify or wherever, and they put in mountain bike podcast, and then the ride companion comes up, and they think, that sounds like a bit of me. Oh, Deaconator, I've heard of that guy. I've heard of Olly Wilkins. Okay. And then the first 10 minutes is literally talking about selling foot photos online. Yeah. I think I've pressed the wrong button. Like, what's gone on? This is insane.
What am I in on? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I guess, we don't really cover much biking stuff, do we? But I don't know. I don't know, dude. We're putting them out weekly, and by this stage, it'd be tough to still be doing the same thing, still be talking about the same old. I mean, I don't want
to. I think we both enjoy mountain biking. Obviously, it's how we,
very much so,
etc. Absolutely love biking, but I'm not a massive bike geek. I'm not really a bike news geek. I don't really keep much of an eye on it. So it's nice that we sort of dip in, we dip out. I think it's perfect, dude. I think it's nice. There's various other podcasts if people want the deep race talk and stuff like that.
But it's so dumb because it's like I spend my life so immersed. I say I really am living bikes the whole time, and then I go on a podcast and talk about feet. I don't know. It's just like, that's funny, isn't it? But it put me over the edge, I think. If I had to talk about fucking bikes for an hour and a quarter, recorded,
news and stuff like that.
Yeah, and be on it and be like thinking about it. I think about it enough as it is. Even when I'm not thinking about bikes, I'm thinking about like what I'm going to dig. And that is bikes.
But you think about like it's bikes, but it's different aspects of it. Yeah, for me, I think a lot of the time I'm looking at like the industry side of it, which we don't really talk about too much. But I'm looking at sales patterns, what's selling, like what as a hook it, like as the distribution side, what are we doing? And then it's funny. I had my sales manager over last week from Red Bull Spect, and we were chatting in the car. He doesn't really know much about biking and whatever. Yeah. And we had the same conversation because he was like, "Oh, what do you talk about on your podcast?" And I was like, "Don't know, man. Really, to be honest, we just sort of go on random tangents. We talk about anything and everything, which is basically what I like to do with my friends, and we just record it.
That question's tough, isn't it? What did you talk about on the pod? Like George always asked me. I'm like, I really couldn't tell you. I really, really, honestly couldn't. Yeah.
Emma always does as well. I'll go downstairs after recording this, and she's like, "Oh, what do you talk about?" I'm like, I don't know. Actually, think some feet for a little bit. I can't remember, if I'm honest with you, but it was great
for an hour. We did have a good time. I'm sorry about the nightmare last week with the broadband and just stuff that I really don't know about. I mean, it's so immeasurable, isn't it? What am I meant to do? Am I meant to turn up and then have like a internet gauge, like a Geiger counter? As if I'm in fucking Chernobyl or something. Just turn up, work out what gigabytes are thick. I don't know anything about that shit. Yeah, I have no idea. So if it works for me on my phone, sending videos and watching YouTubes, then why wouldn't it work? It's very difficult to. So I apologise, and I apologise if the sound was tinny.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We try our best, that's it. And I think people, like we were just talking about, they get it now a little bit. We're not the most professional outfit, but we're trying our best. We're a lot better than most. And ultimately, the fact that we're just getting them done, we're just having fun with it, and people are along for the ride.
Absolutely. Hey, can I tell you what I had imagined, right?
Yeah.
I'd imagined us perched on, because there was a balcony. When I turned up, I was like, oh yes, that's the podcast background. It's like a perfect balcony with a mountain in the background. And I thought, do you know what? We just launched this bike. Let's put the bike in. Yeah. And put the bike in the background. I was just thinking, man, this is going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
There was a little part of me in the back of my head that was like, you don't have the microphone. You don't have 2 sets of... But I was like, nah, fuck it. It'll be fine. It'll be Run with it.
Yeah.
Wing it. It normally works. It didn't really work this time, no.
You're like hostages.
Yeah. And then probably we went overboard because I really wanted it to be good so that, like... Because, you know, like... I want... like, for someone like Focus, they've just launched a bike. I'm part of them, essentially part of their marketing team. I want them to, like, look to the podcast and just be like, there we go, he's doing his job. Instead, they get us two in like a hostage. It looks like a hostage situation. And then we're almost like desperately blabbing about the bike because we haven't been able to put it in the background.
I like that though. I know, like, again, sometimes you have to look at this. Dude, we were just talking about it off air. You have to look at it objectively. Like, as a listener, what would I be thinking? I'd think that was kind of funny. Like, you'll always remember. Dude, whenever anyone sees that bike or a Focus out in the wild, they're gonna think Ben Deacon's feet.
It's true, isn't it?
It's true, man. It's good marketing. It's great marketing.
Yeah,
different.
And yeah, exactly. And like, you know, we're like, also we're spending a week like riding. All we're doing is riding, and we're having a whale of a time riding. So then you're running off like hype on the so like the hype is real. I'm like so hyped on the bike, but like almost to a point where it's not like it's too much. I want to tell you about how fun it is. I want to stupid, isn't it?
Man, fair play to Deeks, man. I mean, a few people obviously reached out and said the similar thing, that just man of the match again. What is it about him, man? He just doesn't give a shit, right?
He doesn't
just
care.
Goes for it.
There's really something in
he's
that.
already admitted to so many things that I would never admit to.
No, I know.
Thousands
he's
of people.
Incredible. He is incredible.
He just goes for it.
How crazy is it? But he didn't like this. This like summarizes it. I asked him about the feet thing just that day. That's why it came up in the podcast. I asked him about it, and he's like, "No, that bloke's gone away. That he was the
OG guy.
Yeah, that bloke's gone away. He doesn't buy foot pictures anymore." And so I was like, "Oh, so you've not done any more since?" I was like a bit surprised, and he's like, "No, I don't think so. No, maybe, no, I don't think so." And then we went on his Cameo. There's a lot of foot, like he's done a lot of foot modelling.
There's reviews for it, man. The reviews are priceless. The reviews are absolutely priceless. The fact that someone has put on there beautiful feet, I was just like, that's it. That's all I need to know. That's it. It's done. It's done.
I mean, just doesn't like. He doesn't care. He doesn't not care a little bit. He doesn't care to the point where he forgets. If someone's paying me to show my feet, I remember it. He doesn't care that much. You know what I mean? What a guy, dude. I would
never forget that ever. I would never ever forget that, and I don't think I'd admit it either. I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I would admit it on here.
There's not really anything to be ashamed of.
It's
just weird. It's someone else's weirdness. Hustling. But I guess it's like, hustling. I mean, everyone's got their price, dude. I don't hold it against anyone. If that's what they do, you know, if I've known people that do that stuff for work, and I don't know if that's what they do. That's what they do. But like, everyone has got their price. There is a price. There is a price, and it's the would you game. Would you for 200 grand game?
Yeah, true.
It can go on a bit, but
it can go on for definitely. I feel like I don't know. I like to feel like I'm personally stay in my lane a little bit. Does that make any sense? Yeah, just like I mean, I don't really deviate from podcasts and bike industry stuff to foot photo. Like it's quite a big jump to get to that. Whereas he's just like unapologetically.
Sure. Yeah, what do you want? Oh, foot. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, brilliant. Hey, actually, talking of naming prices, I was watching a thing. It was on Barbados. It was Simon Reeve. Is it Reeves? Simon Reeves. Anyway, the travel documentary guy. He's really good.
Okay.
Really cool guy. He's got a good book as well, and he's like a recovered addict and. Interesting fellow. I think it's Simon Reeve. I might have got it wrong. Not the guy who knows everything about the bloody sky.
That's Brian Cox.
Yeah, not Brian Cox. something about Brian Cox's tone.
Why did you mention him?
Mixing the two up. I don't know. They're just two sort of like two blokes telling you stuff that look approximately the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same vibe on TV. They're just telling you bad
Simon
stuff.
Reeve. I've got it. Dude, I see it now. I see why you'd get them mixed up.
I
thought you'd just drawn a comparison to some random
it's just a couple of generic white dudes telling me stuff. You know? There's nothing really about either of them that's... Anyway. Brian
For the record, I've never heard of this guy in my life.
Who's Simon Reeve? Have you not?
No, never.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Brian Cox is also good. However, I find his tone a little bit annoying. Do you?
Brian,
do you know what? It's kind of like
bedtime noise.
It's if I was like, Brian, I can't find my keys. I'd like it if he was like, they're in the other fucking room. They're hung up. You know, I'd like it if he was like that. But instead, he would calmly say it, and it would annoy me.
Yeah,
your keys
it'd make it
are in the other room, and then you would be rushing to get your keys, and you'd be like, fuck, how is it that easy for him and so hard for me?
Yeah, I bet
that's what I feel like.
Angry.
No, that's what I feel like when I watch his thing. He's never
angry.
No, he's never angry, and he's got such a grasp on so many things that I don't understand, and I think I find that intimidating. I think
he's under control. He's never out of control.
I think I'd like to, if he was walking along and there was a puddle next to him and I was on my bike, I might a tiny bit might lock up in the puddle. Just so, I don't want it to go over him and ruin like a white shirt or anything. I just want it to get his legs and cause minor discomfort and be like, you didn't know about that, you know?
That was out of your control.
Yeah.
And he'd probably break down like the movement. He'd be like, well, that was such a sort of, how would he put it?
Tell you what he'd do. He'd do a backflip and no water would touch him, and it'd fucking make me even more mad.
Like a superhero.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember what we're talking about. Simon Reeve. Okay.
Simon Reeve.
So what I was talking about was that everyone has their price. And Simon was on the beach in Barbados. And this beach has become like the tourist beach. So it's just like, you know, it used to be a beach. People lived there in their huts, whatever, on the beach, living their lives. Fantastic. It's now been developed. There's hotels popping up. It's become a luxury resort, essentially. And there's this one guy who lives in his beach hut. It's painted blue. It's a lovely spot. You can understand why he wants to live there.
Yeah.
And Simon goes to him, so has anyone ever tried to buy this off you? And the guy, I'm not going to do the accent because I don't think you're allowed to do accents anymore. I don't know. And also because I butcher it. But he goes, yeah, I've had some offers actually. Yeah, I have, yeah. But I'm not moving out. No way. He goes, oh, cool. What, have they offered you quite a lot then? How much did your grandma buy it for? And he's like, oh, she bought it for $25. This is a house, by the way. She bought the house for $25 US.
Right.
So Simon's like, fuck it. Simon's like, fuck it, that's cheap, that's decent, nice. Yeah. So what were the offers then? And he's like, oh, he said it real nonchalant as well. He was like, oh, 8 million US dollars. 8 million.
I love this guy.
Yeah, and Simon was like, you could tell he was a bit like, okay, yeah, 8 million, okay, and then he's spoken to him, and the guy's like, yeah, fuck it, man. What am I going to do with that money? I want to live it. I'm going to live it until I die, and then I don't care where it goes. And you're just like, yeah. Do you know what? You're right. You're already winning. You're living on a beach in Barbados. You know.
Yeah. That's amazing. And just having that in your back pocket must be kind of nice as well. I'd love that.
How funny
just there in your back pocket, just in case.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I like the idea.
Just in case.
It's funny that, isn't it? The back pocket does make you live different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just like
have you ever been offered like any money like that for something that you've not wanted to sell, like a bike or I don't know? Have you got anything like that that's ever happened?
Certainly not 8 million, but I'm trying to think of. I think it's fucked. I've got a. I should go and grab it. Really, I've got a framed. Like I used to collect basketball cards when I was younger, and I've got a framed one of the Bulls 92-93 team when they won the championship, and it's got MJ's signature, it's got Tony Kukoc, Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright, all of these like
real signatures.
Yeah. And I don't know what it's worth. I've just kept it, but I think it doesn't have certification, so I don't think it's worth much money. Have you ever been offered loads for anything?
Mate, nothing. I don't own shit. Like, I ain't got nothing. I've never had anything like that, ever. Nah, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Have I been offered anything? I'll have took it, dude. I'll have just took it. I'll have been like, yeah, you can have it.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. Like, I've never been that guy
I am
to
with
save or be materialistic or have anything like that ever. I'm trying to...
My nana gave me something she said was an asteroid. She used to give me all sorts of shit, my nana. She used to give me dead frogs, dried up dead frogs. She used to give me like squirrels' tails. Like, honestly, It's insane. Sheep's wool, all sorts of stuff. I've got these little drawers, all the different things that nana used to give me. She's Australian and she used to live in the bush and she loved animals. Yeah, she loved animals, and I loved animals growing up, still do. Anyway, so she gave me this rock. It's perfectly round, and she told me it was an asteroid, not an asteroid, a meteorite or whatever. But this thing it's like this big, and so to our listeners, it's like the size of probably a Satsuma, but it's fucking heavy, dude. And I've always wondered what it's made out of, and I've always wondered if it is like a diamond or something, or like
I
don't know,
just a ball of lead.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. I still have it, and I wonder whether I would. Yeah, I wonder whether I'd sell that if it was worth a load of money. I just don't know. It definitely won't be, but
I've never had like a family heirloom passed down to me. I've got like an old camera, which is pretty cool, that my granddad left to me.
That's cool.
Some war stuff, which is pretty cool. But again, like I'd never sell it. Like it was an old like canteen, like a drinks vessel from the war that I've got kicking around somewhere. Dude, that's there's nothing. I'm just not. Again, I'm not like that. It's just never been a thing. We're not like that sort of family either to like save things and pass them down. I think people just bin stuff in my family. It's like, fuck it.
I think it's a good way to be. I'm trying to. The rock is all I can think of, because that's like, I don't need a fucking rock, and it's only sentimental value.
Yeah.
But then whether that sentimental value, I mean, of course I'd fucking sell it, because I feel like Nana would want me to sell it, really.
Yeah.
I've never... those watches are interesting, aren't they, when they get handed down? You've never had any of that in your family?
Come on, dude. No, nothing like that.
Fuck no, me neither, but
I've got,
a lot of people do, though.
Everything I own that's good in this drawer here, and there's literally it's just full of GoPro
it's like
cables.
Stapler.
It's just nothing in there at all.
Stapler, a flashlight.
That's it. Yeah, my granddad once passed me a flashlight down, but I daren't sell it. Mate, I'm looking around. I'm just like, nah. There's literally like, it's weird, like nothing. It's just not us. I'll tell you what I did get the other day though, which is pretty cool, and it's going to be in this little video I talked about just before. Is I just got loads of photos off my dad. My dad just came round one day with a sort of like a zip bag just full of old photos of me as a kid, and like some of our family. And it was really nice, because we don't have that, do we, anymore? Like, we don't get photos developed.
Did it not feel like he was divorcing you from the family a little bit?
It was weird.
You know what I mean? Here's all the paper memories of you.
Dude, it was a bit...
Enjoy yourself.
I did say that to him. I was like, you're not dying, are you? And he was like, no. I was like, why have you brought this?
Like, he turns up with a lock of his hair.
Honestly, that is what I said to him. Funny. He gave me the Ziploc bag, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, old photos of me and of him and of my granddad and various family members who I don't know who they are. And I was like, what? Are you dying? Like, why have you brought me this stuff, dude? And he was like, oh, I just thought you'd want to have a look for it. It's like, oh, yeah, it's kind of cool. There is a photo in there which I'm going to use for this thing, which I talked about before. So, yeah.
I look forward to seeing it. Hey, do you know what, with the watches? The watches is something that it'd be easy. It'd be something that would really be easy for me to think was silly and make fun of. But if it wasn't, I would think it was very silly to have a high value watch if it wasn't for inheritance tax, which is 40%.
Yeah.
So if you 40%. Can just hand over your wealth to younger, it comes from tax evasion. Watches shouldn't be worth that much money.
Is that what it is?
I think so, dude, because I think it comes from... Yeah, because they take 40% whether you're rich or poor, So if you're poor and you're trying to get rid of...
So what you mean is you buy a watch and then you hand the watch down, and then the watch isn't subject to the 40% inheritance tax. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and the watch actually, the watches are very stable investments. Like they don't plummet in value. They stay like or they go up.
There's obviously a lot goes into building a brand like that, but like Rolex, like that's the brand you want, right? The brand that's extremely expensive, but for the point of being extremely expensive, because like the name connected to it is expensive.
It is. I
wonder how. I always think about I wonder what the actual cost of that watch is. Like boil it all down. How much does that watch cost Rolex to make? Same with cars. Like why is a new Transporter at the moment £35,000?
Which can bring me on to today's my watching from today, because there's really good videos on people restoring old broken Rolex watches, and it is actually, I don't know the difference between a cheap and expensive one, but when I look at these restoration videos, it's fucking amazing. All the little parts, and I'm not interested in watches at all. I in fact barely ever pay attention to the time, because
I was going to say timekeeping isn't a strong point.
It's not my strong point. I'm a moron. It's something very low down on my list. But looking at what they actually are made up of, it's very impressive. Like all of the little spinny things, I can see how people get into them. Something mechanical about them.
Yeah, we have a guy listens to the podcast who restores clocks.
Really? How cool is that?
And you know who used to restore clocks? Matt McDuff.
No, he didn't.
That's what Matt McDuff did as a trade. And his granddad and dad have a clock restoration business. So that's what McDuff was doing,
How cool is that?
We do have a listener who listens to the podcast who goes out and restores like big clocks, like clock towers and stuff like that. I know it's a little bit different, but dude, I don't know. There is something about, I mean, I know a few people who've got like fancy watches and Rolexes and stuff. And when you see one, you're a bit like, whoa, that's... Okay, I can see the
someone's
value in it,
doing well.
But also, if you gave me a fake version and told me it was real, I'd be like... Also super nice, can't tell it's fake. So that's, you know...
I mean, that's almost what's cool about it, is that the value is... It's almost what makes it... It's what makes it stupid and what makes it cool at the same time, is that the value is kind of bollocks. And that and that you can have a watch that is basically exactly the same as the real one. But if it's not real, it's not real. It just... You can't get up around the fact that if you had it and you really liked it, if someone told you it wasn't real, it doesn't change it at all, but it does change your perception of it. So that means the perception is almost the biggest thing, is it?
Yeah, it's almost like a mind thing. It's just marketing. It's all boils down to marketing. Even back then in the old school days with Rolexes and stuff, it's just marketing. It was just like telling you it was worth a fortune and people aspired to buy it.
So it's like perception of value, I guess, or something.
Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? It's like, I guess it's similar with clothing and brand names and stuff. Like this brand, I keep seeing this like Balenciaga.
Yeah, I see people wear that.
It's just shit. Like it looks like they do like a high vis coat, don't they? And it's just, why would you? It looks like a council coat. It just says Balenciaga on it. And again, it's just the image it gives off. It's the brand name. I mean, Supreme have been doing it for a while, right? Supreme did that thing. They sold an axe, a fire hydrant, all with the brand name Supreme on, and they just go for like astronomical amounts of money.
Did I tell you about the hooker that came up to me and Bren when we were in Vegas? I feel like it's a story I would have told.
I don't think so. I don't think it doesn't ring a bell.
We were at a bar in Vegas. Obviously, Vegas has a lot of. Actually, can you say hooker? That's probably
sex
really
worker.
Sex worker. I'm really sorry about that. I had a slip there. I don't forget think what.
Sex workers listen to the podcast, but there might be a few.
There might be.
If you're a sex worker, listen to the podcast.
Yes, sorry about that. I used a derogatory term to. It's the oldest trade to describe your trade, and it's the oldest trade in the world.
True that.
So me and Brent were in Vegas. Obviously, Vegas there's a lot of sex workers mingling within the normal casino users, the drinkers, the party goers, all of that. So you can never really tell, but. Basically, if someone seems overly interested in you, if it hasn't happened before, it's probably not going to happen now. There's probably just a sprinkling of sex worker in there. So we finished something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was. I can't remember anyway. We've been out there, out in Arizona, I think, building for Death Grip. That's what it was. Okay. So we're on our last night. Neither of us we can't be bothered to party or anything like that. So we just sat at a bar. having drinks to put a full stop on the trip. This girl comes up and she starts talking to us, and obviously both of us are just like, Jesus, this is obviously, when a girl like introduces herself as Champagne or whatever. Hey, I'm Champagne. You're like, are you? Anyway, we're like, look, we're not about that. Out of interest, what made you? What we got talking to her? She was cool. We were just talking to her about life, about whatever.
That's what you do when you're in like a strip club, right? You try and convince her you're a nice guy.
It was not a strip club. So
that's what you do, innit? That's the hustle. Like, you try and convince them that you really like them, and that you could do this and not exchange money. We could just actually go out for we could go on a date or something.
Oh, dude, don't. I've got other stories about people falling for that, but anyway. Yeah. I was like, out of interest, why'd you come up to us? Like, there's other people in the bar probably wearing Balenciaga, this and that. Well, I didn't say that, but she goes to me, well, honestly, it's because of your shoes. Your shoes, to me, they don't say you've got money, but they don't say you don't have money. Nothing says you don't have money, like an expensive pair of shoes in Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was only interested in a client with money.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, so she came up to us. She decided, like, both of us look a bit like we've been digging in the desert for the last 10 days for Death Grip, which we had. So I just found that interesting. It's like it has an opposite effect. So she's an expert. She's at that bar every night or whatever. She knows when she looks around what people are in there. I mean, she also mistook me for someone who pays for sex. Maybe.
What's quite interesting about that is like the whole, and again, it's going back to perception, right? You've got Brendan sat in there, no doubt quite well off.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the most famous mountain bikers on the planet.
Yeah.
And she just thinks semi-scruffy looking young bloke.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's probably doing way better than anyone else in that bar.
Basically, what she thought about both of us was that we couldn't do it ourselves. We couldn't manage it ourselves. We wouldn't be able to find any girls there ourselves. And she's probably right. She was probably right.
She was probably right. But like, this is quite egotistical again. But like, I used to enjoy that about when me and my cousin had the camper van company. We were exchanging money with people, which was substantial amounts of cash. Like, a lot of the time, it was cash as well. And people would. I remember one particular occasion, I met a guy in some services in the UK, right? And he bought a van off us. I was delivering it to him, and I turned up, dude. I think I probably had flip flops on, hat on backwards. I'd probably been like on the road for weeks, looked like shit. And we got into this conversation. He was like, "Oh, so where's your boss and stuff? Like, what's he up to?" And I'm like, "Stood here, dude. This is it. This is as good as it gets." And like, it was quite a. I'm not like that anymore, but at the time I kind of liked that vibe that you could, oh yeah, I'm exchanging this van with you. Yeah, it's cost you £50,000, and I'm like, I look like shit. I'm just gonna get in an old car and drive off, and like, I really like that.
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
Yeah, I guess we don't. Who's the most fanciest mountain biker? Do you think?
Widmer lives in Monaco, so I mean, he's pretty fancy. He lives in Monaco, which is basically like saying. Yeah, I make so much money, I need to avoid this tax, man. This is fucking ridiculous. It's like saying that, yeah, I've got literally way too much money. I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to have to avoid some tax. What is a tax haven anyway?
Monaco?
I wouldn't imagine it's that good. Monaco's so weird, isn't it?
Can't imagine people like you riding street in Monaco.
No, exactly. It's a very strange place, really, isn't it? Because it's like, it's tax-free. Okay, so the whole place is built around it being tax-free. So these houses are crammed in there, and a lot of them are tiny pokey little apartments that people just have so they've got an address there, but you don't pay tax. But then to live there you kind of do pay tax because you pay dickhead tax. So then that I mean everything you buy, whether it's the water, it's going to be like $20 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
I'd like to go. I've never been, actually.
Weird.
But again, I think you always think that about, he lives in Monaco, must be doing really well. Obviously, yes, doing really well, but also is avoiding tax.
Yeah.
Same with the YouTuber like Jon Olsen. He had an apartment there for a little while.
Yeah.
And like you say, you're like, it's just a tiny apartment, but I never thought about it was literally just an address and a postcode that you probably need to.
That's it, isn't it?
Swindling.
Yeah, I mean, if you got an Andorran address, you get a bit of tax relief. Where else do you get? Cayman Islands, that's very wealthy. In fact, there's that Ken Dart bloke. Have you heard of Ken Dart?
No, mate. Another
we go.
I've never heard of.
Lovely tangent for you. So Ken Dart is the billionaire who loves biking, mountain biking. You often think, I wonder what it'd be like if Steve Jobs liked mountain biking. Well, this is pretty much exactly that. Ken Dart made all his money, apparently, by selling polystyrene cups. He made a lot of his money by selling the first styrofoam, is it, cups?
Oh,
you know, the horrible ones that
yeah.
are probably still floating around in the ocean today. He made millions off that, probably billions. He then got into buying and selling national debt. So he would buy a country's national debt and then sell it, which I don't really understand how it works, but you're basically like a loan shark for a country.
Wow, big money shit. And he's into biking, is he? Yeah.
He's into biking, so he's got a number of bike parks all around the world. He's got one in Jamaica, he's got one in New Zealand, he's got one everywhere, and he helicopters in. He's got a bike at the top of the trail.
Is this where Win Masters worked for a little while?
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay, right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I love the idea of his bike rides as well, because you can't help feeling like the people around him. This is what I would hate about being really rich and successful.
So good.
Yeah, imagine the people around him are like they have to just fucking ride behind him like, fuck me, Ken, you're flat out there, mate. Jesus Christ, Ken, you were so steezy on that jump. You disappeared. I couldn't even, you dropped me on the climb, Ken. Fuck me. How would you know? You'd just be like, life would just be Ken. Bollocks.
Yeah.
Just no one would tell you your shit stinks. Everyone would just be like, yeah, Ken, dude, you're so steezy, man. You got to teach me how to do that whip. That looks so good.
Oh, dear. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to get that story from Win, wouldn't it, actually?
It would. It would be really good,
working for him and building a bike park, I think, somewhere in New Zealand.
Yeah, he did, in New Zealand. Yeah. There's way more. There's loads more. I don't remember. Should we try and look it up? Young Benny's not here again today. Ken Dart. I've got another story about him as well, actually.
Oh, wow. Have you met the guy?
His wealth is estimated at 6.6 billion in 2013. No, I've never met him. No, never met him.
Right.
Kenneth Dart. Basically, I think he got... Right, this is... I need to do a warning. Warning... No, that's not him. That's not him. He's the younger looking one. Kenneth Dart. The warning is, I don't know if this is true. I've just been told this. But either way, it's quite gangster. So America took away his citizenship or something because he's been, he's buying a country's national debts. He's a lot of high-end shit like that's essentially sketchy from what I can tell you. And when you're making that much money, you're also avoiding that much tax. It's it just gets dicey, doesn't it? Like I don't know. I think a lot of the time when there's that much money coming in, there's fuckery afoot. There's fuckery afoot. So America has taken away his citizenship. That's where he's from. He's living in the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands is full of very powerful people, all avoiding tax together, and probably doing creepy stuff together as well. But he, in the Cayman Islands, he's then become the ambassador. So he's become an ambassador of the Cayman Islands. And he's then, to get around the American citizenship thing, not allowing him to have his property anymore over there, he's just built a embassy. Because he's an ambassador, and because all of the other people in the Cayman Islands...
Cayman Islands ambassador.
Yeah, they're all so...
embassy.
Yeah, all of the other people in the Cayman Islands are also so rich, so powerful. He gets to build an embassy, which is just his house. It's just like, cool, you're going to ban me from being in America. Watch this.
That's cool.
How balling is that?
That is a flex, isn't it? That's cool.
Fucking hell, he likes mountain biking now. I wonder if he listens to this tripe. Maybe he can settle. Oh, imagine we got him on as a guest. I imagine this backfires and we get another Frisbee episode and I've said some story wrong. And
do you think he's got Instagram?
I don't know. We fuck with Frisbee people, we got shut down, let alone the most powerful man in the world. One of the most powerful
people. Yeah, I don't think he's got Instagram. I just had a quick look. We got Kenneth Dart on there, 40 followers. I don't think that's him.
All of these things are just stories anyway, but I love the idea of him being helicoptered into the top of your secret private bike park.
Me too, mate, yeah.
Helicoptered in. You've got a load of pro riders. They're all paid to literally let you drop them.
Yeah. Kenneth at the bottom of the trail, like, I dropped Windmaster. McDonald.
Yeah.
I'm fucking flying.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, it's a funny thought, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I like that. Hey, total change of subject. I did something the other day and I faced a fear on Friday.
Let's hear it. What's the fear?
I went to the dentist.
Did ya? Any good?
It's fine. It was okay, yes. And I wanted to throw that out there because I know so many people are scared of the dentist like I am. And It was okay. It was fine. So you may remember back in October, I said I had a dodgy tooth.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I let it ride until February, didn't I? So hoping it was going to sort itself out.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And I was driving the other day and I was picking away at it. And I felt something break off. And I was like, right, I've got to go. Got to go to the dentist. Now, the dentist is not an easy place to go to when you're not on the NHS dentist. You got to go private. So then Tight Northern, was phoning around trying to get
the
cheapest place, cheapest dentist. I was also almost going to do it myself, but got in there, man, with a place that talks my language. Like, I spoke to this woman on the phone. It was quite funny actually, because she goes, "Okay, yeah, you're not NHS, that's cool. It's going to be £150 for a consultation, and then it's whatever work you need doing." So as a joke, I said, how about I pay you £100 flat fee? Whatever I have, £100. If I have nothing, you still get your £100. So it turns out I must have been speaking to someone quite high up, because she laughed and went, okay, go on then.
Really? Yeah. She was out for it.
Yeah. So she booked me in the next day. I rock up, get to the waiting room. Like, I'm petrified, dude. Like, honestly, I got... You know that death grip coat? Not very breathable at all. I was fucking dripping underneath it, man. I stunk of BO. It was disgusting. I was sweating. My palms were sweating. My forehead was sweating. I've got this death grip coat on. It's like fucking smoke's coming out the top of it. It was gross. I was so scared. Anyway, I get in. The dentist looks at my little tooth and she's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, basically a little bit of plaque's come off and that's what you're playing with your tongue. You're just playing with it. So she scrapes it off and she gave me a bit of a clean as well. And I swear, dude, I didn't breathe the whole time I was in there. My chest was cramped up.
Really? That scared?
Oh man, I'm scared to death of it. Because it's funny, one of the dentists I called was my old dentist. And I said, I've not been for quite a while. She says, what's your name? Told her my name. She said, yeah, the last time you came was... I can't remember the year. I was 14 last time I went. I'm now 35. So it's been a while.
Be the same
but anyway,
me, yeah.
I go in. I had a 45-minute thing. It took about 15 minutes. Got the tooth sorted out. Now it's perfect. Feels amazing. No more irritation. I'm not constantly gargling Listerine.
Have you thought about your offer, though? Have you thought about your offer?
What do you mean? I paid the offer.
But you know your offer. If someone said to you, if they bought the bike, they bought a bike to you for a checkup.
Yeah.
And let's say the person bought the bike to you for a checkup and they said, look, mate, £100 flat rate. If it works out fine, you keep the £100. If it works out more... I
think it's a good way of working.
Okay, but have you thought about when the bike turns up and a seal's blown on the forks?
Yeah, I mean... You
take the £100 and then you're like, nah,
I didn't take
everything's fine. Everything's fine, the bike's fine. The pads are worn out. It's not like you'd be like, I best replace these pads for this.
Yeah, I suppose.
She's just had you in 15 minutes. Yeah, just fucking shine the torch down there, jingle a couple of tools in there, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Scrape something off, send him on his way. Dude, I'm happy. I'm good. I paid my £100. We had a bit of a joke about it. I said, here you go, £100.
Sounds like you got £100 worth out of it.
Yeah, man.
Good. I had a similar thing, right? Something that anyone with a classic 4x4 will probably also... Because all of our listeners have fucking shitty...
Oh, man, there's so many G-Wagon listeners out there.
Right, so I went and when I went away, I dropped my G off. It's an 88 G-Wagon. It's an old car. You sort of drop it off thinking... It's like the dentist. You think, right, they're going to do my underbody... They're gonna seal my underbody. Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted. I wanted like wax oiled. So I wanted all of the chassis, all of the suspension parts. I wanted them all pressure washed, wire brushed, and then wax oiled, primered and wax oiled. So this is like a really fucking boring job, but weirdly, strangely satisfying to me. In my
they get under it, right? They put it over a
that's right. Big ramps, pressure wash. Yeah. They do the whole
Hydra
thing.
shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They get the works Hydra shot up there. They probably get a Compex, just vibrate some of the dirt off. Maybe they get
some King Good.
Yeah, King Good. They use the King Good. They catch some of the dirt in the sack's pants. I don't know, in the ballpark pouch. I don't know what. But I went and got that done, and it felt like the dentist. And I went a minute ago to pick up the car. And I was just, you're just thinking, he's going to go, you need £2,000 worth of welding. I was really thinking that because, I've noticed my floor mats, they're a little bit wet.
Okay.
We got some holes. He said exactly the opposite. He was like, that thing is in pristine condition. He couldn't believe how good my G was. I know, right? You've seen it. It's a bit bumped around. Good from far from good.
Yeah.
Innit?
Yeah. That's good. Well, that's amazing, dude. I'm really happy for you. That's amazing. And quite a strange job, that one, because you can't really see it because it's all underneath.
Weird one to do, isn't it? Yeah.
Again, could be saying anything to you, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's cool. All right.
Exactly. But there's nothing in it for him to say it's good when it's not, is there? Unless I've prearranged that I only pay 100 quid. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, dude, it could have gone either way. The dentist job, couldn't it? It could have. Yeah. And I still could be. I've got gum disease, and I'm sat here like, really happy. Really, my teeth are falling out. Yeah, that's good, dude. That's cool. Good. Nice job.
Spring in your step, though, right? Yeah, doesn't it? I don't know why. There's certain jobs like that. I think it's getting a tiny bit older. Sweeping the drive, mowing the lawn.
Mate, I'm happy with all that stuff. Sometimes
sealing the undercarriage of your car.
Yeah, mate, it's got to be done, those jobs, haven't they?
Yeah.
I tell you what I was thinking about the other day. This is random. I'd like to know if you thought about this as well.
Okay.
So, there's a few, murmurs, sort of I listen to some some podcasts, a lot of it about health and wellness, and a lot of it are, a lot of them have talked about this COVID situation and various, let's just say, some conspiracy theory stuff, which I think sometimes is kind of fun to listen to. So we're not going to go down. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But there's a lot of people saying a similar thing about that. Various other people that have sort of preempted COVID and sort of talked about it being something that may have been sort of planned. Let's just say.
Right.
Don't know if that's true. No idea. I'm an idiot. Have been saying that there's going to be this year some sort of what would you call it? Grid meltdown.
Ooh. Hey, so if this is the case, this will be a clip that we play in the future.
Maybe.
So what's the grid meltdown?
So let me ask you this. If next week, tomorrow, whatever, internet goes down, power goes off, everything stops, how long do you think you could last? How long have you got? In your house now, how long could you last?
So that would be so how would that actually directly impact me? Obviously,
well,
I'm just thinking
can't go on the internet. Internet's gone.
Yeah, internet's
gone. No money.
Ooh, no money would be tough. Yeah.
So we're thinking no money. We're thinking no power. Obviously, no electricity, no gas,
or no accessible money. You could at least know that your bank. You could hope that your bank is safe, couldn't you? Even if the grid goes down, you know what I mean.
Your money's not disappeared.
It's on pause.
It's on pause. You can't get it. So you can't get your bank cards don't work. Basically, let's just say that. So how long? What are you working with?
So that would be how long you think you've stinger, wouldn't it? I mean, if I was like an X-Man, one of my strength, my secret power would probably be that I don't care about what food I eat. So I think that might play into my advantage. Like I could eat, I don't know, pine needles, maybe some gorse bush.
Just go full forager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But in your house now, how long? How much food you got?
Yeah, food is the thing. Yeah, food is the thing. Food is the thing. Yeah. So I don't know how much. We're not preppy. We don't have a lot of stuff. We live quite like I think it's called just-in-time delivery system, where you get it just in time. How about you? What do you reckon?
Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm the same. We often have dinners where we are literally scratching through the cupboard, eating whatever is left and we'll make something out of it. I love cooking. I like getting a bit crazy with it. But also I think it is an important thing to start thinking about, because if that did happen, I dare say 99% of the people listening to this podcast are going to have about, I think the average is about 3 to 4 days. So bear in mind, so water, you'd have no water because the water would stop working. I mean, we're cutting everything off. So, like, do you have bottled water in your house?
Oh, really?
Probably
So,
not.
is this the moment? Is episode 32 of the Ride Companion? Is this the moment it turns into the Apocalypse Companion, or maybe even the Prepper Companion?
See, I always like when you see these preppy people. You know, there's a lot of these billionaires that have got these bunkers in the hills.
Yeah.
You know, just like, you know, full of tinned foods and beds and like military sort of style, like nuclear bunkers. I think that's what they call them. And you think you're whatever, dude. Like, probably a bit over the top. I feel like it's only over the top until something.
Absolutely.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I hear you. Yeah.
And then you're gonna go, actually, good effort for preparing. And it's just got me thinking a bit more about, like, it's not difficult. Every time you go to the supermarket, buy one extra tin of beans, put it in the loft. Like, I sound like a prepper, this. And I don't want to be a prepper. Don't want to be that guy.
He's putting beans in the loft.
Imagine, mate. Go back. Lockdown volume 1.
Yeah.
No toilet roll. People were fucking shitting it. I remember going to the supermarket. I remember going to the supermarket. Lockdown volume 1. I was still a little bit like, you know, with the COVID thing, we're a bit like, okay, don't quite understand what's going on yet. People were panic buying everything. I remember going and being like, there's nothing in the shop. Like, coming home and being like, there's nothing in the shop. Like, we barely have any food.
It? Yeah.
Pretty scary, that little bit of the thing. So it could, like, there's no reason why. Like, dude, it only takes someone to flick a switch and the internet goes off, power goes down.
You are completely right, yeah.
Fucksville. We are Fucksville. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
I tell you what, I get my hammer. Your boy over here, he starts looting. That's right.
You reckon? Yeah. You just go looting.
Straight down to Waitrose. I'm going to get all fancy sushi shit before it goes off. I'm going in. I'm getting all of the stuff that I can't normally bring myself to buy. So and it will turn into like I'll be looting for like luxury items.
It was a
podcast
1
week
that got me think. Yeah, 1 week. just eating fish.
It was fucking idiot.
It was a podcast episode that got me thinking about it a little bit. It was a really good episode with a guy I listen to quite a lot called Kyle Kingsbury and JP Sears. I don't know if you're aware of JP Sears. He's a comedian. He's been doing like some really funny stuff recently about anti-government and whatever. Anyway, they were just talking about it, and he was saying that in Austin, where they live, last year there was like, they called it snowpocalypse, and I think the grid went down for about 8 days.
Did it?
And people
that.
Fucked.
Oh yeah, no,
Texas,
you're right, because people were freezing
snow.
To death. Yeah, that people were freezing to death, weren't they? They were. So it was actually really bad. There's like a lot of older people were freezing to death. It was like really horrible, wasn't it?
It was really bad, really bad. And he was saying we were prepared. We had food, we had gas stoves, we had water. Like he was like, okay. He was saying, but a lot of people from his neighborhood were literally coming round and saying like, have you got food? Because we don't have anything to eat.
Yeah.
Like, when you really boil that down, how scary that is if you're in that situation. And I just thought it's just interesting. It's an interesting topic and something that it's not. I don't think you should be, for me. Like, I'm not embarrassed to say that it's kind of scary if that happened, but also, just buying one extra of something every week.
No, you're quite right. I mean, I guess in civilized society, you like to that aspect is gone from. This got me thinking, right? When I was in Fort William, I was like, you drive along some of the roads near Fort William or to get to Fort William, and you're like, fuck me, we're a long way from anything.
Yeah.
And like, I'm in like the height of tourist season. So let's say we're out of tourist season, it's snowing, I'm halfway between any butt fuck anywhere.
Yeah.
And my car breaks down. I don't drive around with a blanket or a coat or a fuel can. I'm not prepared for anything. I live in I live in I know I live out in the countryside, but it's essentially a city in wilderness terms. It's like I live in the middle of the city in wilderness terms. Like you wouldn't be out driving your bloody truck without a toolkit, extra fuel, a jacket, a blanket,
some water.
Yeah, water, power bank, food. Like, it actually is insane. We really rely on each other the whole time. Really,
we do really rely on it. Yeah, and it's quite. Again, we live a very soft existence at the moment. You know, you go out, all you do is take your phone, you pay for everything with your phone. If that went down, Fucksville. Like, can you, for example, do you know your parents' phone number? Like, if it go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd struggle to say like what my parents' house phone number is if all the cell phone signal
I'd struggle
went down
to know what to do. I'd struggle to know what to do.
Like, you know, I think it's probably important to have a little bit of cash saved up.
Yeah, but they keep fucking changing the notes, dog. They keep changing the notes. I've got loads of these old things. They're no good anymore. I need to take them all out, and then I don't want to take them. I don't want to take them, get them changed. I'm not about walking. You know what I mean? I'm not about walking around with cash, getting it changed.
I'm a cash guy, you see.
Yeah.
Always have been. Yeah, always have been. Again, that's why I went to that dentist. I said, I'll give you 100 quid cash. And they were like, okay.
Oh, you're a cash guy. Interesting.
Always have been. I'm like, my dad very much instilled into me that whole vibe of, you know, if you can't afford it, you don't have it. So I've very much never really done a credit card or a finance or a, you know, I guess the only thing that's ever been financed is a house.
I've never had a credit card. And people always tell me I should, but I don't really know why I should.
I think it is important, especially when you're looking at your credit rating and stuff. I don't know. I'm not grown up enough for this stuff. But then when you come to get a mortgage and they're like, yeah, you've got no credit score. You're like,
I've never had a credit card. I did a buy now, pay later on my computer, and that got me good credit score. And then I paid gym every month, and that got me good. So I got 99 or whatever, like the highest you could get on the credit score thing for when I had to get a mortgage or whatever. And that's without a credit card.
My dad tried to get a mortgage. He was about 40 odd years old. Couldn't get one because he never had anything on finance. Everything was just cash. It was just cash everything. So he just there was like no record of him even been on the earth. I don't think he was just this cash guy.
It's fucking weird, isn't it? Like sometimes when you watch those like crime programs, they're like following. What was it I watched the other day? It was really good. It was about a guy who was like a swindler. He would
Tinder swindler.
It wasn't. I watched one. He was a con man of some sort. But what I found interesting about it was that he basically left no trace. Like, how can a human leave no trace? So he only operated with cash. So instantly that stops anyone from knowing where you are, really, doesn't it? He never had a set address because he didn't have a bank account. So then whatever he said, he used to say that he told everyone that he was an MI5 agent. And no one could find any trace of any of the names that he gave anyway. So it's like the dude essentially doesn't. If you essentially don't exist if you don't have a bank account.
No. You can easily disappear into off the radar. That was honestly when I was going to move back to America before starting the Hook It distribution company. That was my goal, was to go to America and get lost in the system, have no bank account, operate cash only.
Really,
because that's the only way you could get in, like at that time for me. Like, and there's a lot of people who did that. I know a few who probably shouldn't say their name because they were.
So you don't have like a card or a visa or anything.
They just go and just get lost in the system. They'd work for cash, buy stuff cash, and just live there and hope that you don't get pulled over for anything. But,
it's funny that, isn't it? I think like eventually it gets you though. Eventually, let's say you build something on your land that you shouldn't. You build a house without planning permission. It's not that you can't do it. It's that you have to live knowing that it can be taken away. So whatever you know what I mean? It would be a pain in the arse. The whole drifting around and just hoping you don't get pulled over. All it takes is to get pulled over for speeding, and then you're like, what the fuck are you doing over here? How long have you been here? We checked our systems. You flew over here this time. What are you doing? Like, that would be so shit. You'd be building a life that could be taken away instantly. That's what's totally. But it's annoying. It's freedom, isn't it? As well.
It is, man. You should be allowed to go anywhere. It's just made up, isn't it, anyway?
Yeah, it is made up. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, but then you want the made up orders. You want some of them. You do because you do want some of them because otherwise it's just the biggest, strongest wins.
Everyone would just go and live in the sun, right? Imagine the UK if they got rid of borders. There'd be no fucker here, right? Everyone would be like, why would I live here? I'd go live in Spain. It's 2 hours away on a plane.
And just the big bloke down the road would just come and he'd take your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
without
it's kind of how it used to work, right? People just
the biggest bloke,
land and said,
the biggest gnarliest one, the one who's willing to just stamp on your head, he'd take your house. It's like, maybe I do like laws.
Deakin would own real estate.
Deeks would instantly, yeah. He already does, but he'd own more.
Funny. I also wanted to mention something we spoke about ages ago, and I want to bring this back up,
because we talked about fucking nothing. We've talked about nothing and everything so far. I can't believe we're 55 minutes in. Yeah, come on. Sorry, dude. Yeah, my apologies.
We spoke about this a while ago, and I think it's about time to start pulling the pin on it and get something set up. So I think we need a ride companion rider. We need an athlete.
Oh, we do, dude. We do. You're right.
I want a guy or a girl or anything.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be either. To be honest with you, you can ride whatever bike. You can be whatever gender. God,
well done, dude. That's really good.
Got out of that, right?
Yeah, you really nailed that. You're really good. Good.
So, I don't think we should start the process now. But here's what I'm going to say. We are and have it's almost ready to go. Launch a new website. theridecompanion.co.uk.
Yes.
What I'd like to do is I want to put something up on there where people can submit a resume. So
that's a good idea.
This is going to be probably next month. We'll get people to submit a resume. Why you think you should be our ride companion athlete. We'll put together some stuff behind the scenes. Maybe we can get you some deals on stuff. Get you some freebies. And then we'll see where this goes. Hopefully we get a bit of a personality that can join the podcast every couple of months, talk about the career, how they're getting on. Maybe we can do some stuff where the listeners can help out a little bit. Maybe some crowdfunding stuff, pay for travel, that sort of thing. I've got a few ideas in my head already of people that are on my radar.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice just to get people to submit. Like, let's see what you've got. Let's see what we can do for you. And then we'll have an actual ride companion athlete. Like I said, we're working on some stuff behind the scenes with getting some merch out, so we can, that'll be a good way to promote that. And yeah, so keep an eye, folks. I think we'll address this again next episode. I was more bringing it up to you than to everyone else, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is more of an off-air conversation, but I thought I'll bring it up.
I've written down a load of names because I have been thinking about it since we last spoke about it. I have been thinking about it. So nice
I've got a couple in my head as well that I'd like to run by you.
Yeah.
See if, that are on my radar.
Cool.
But it would be still nice to get people to submit a resume, and then we can go from there.
Too right. Maybe we can support more than one,
Maybe we could. Maybe we could have a whole fleet.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, ride companion athletes, that's what we're going to go with, folks. So if you're out there listening and you're thinking of maybe you need a little bit of help, or someone who's, bordering being really good at riding, that'd be nice. It'd be good to get someone who's sort of on the path of, getting a deal or something.
On the path of greatness.
Yeah, path to greatness, and we're going to try and help you support getting to greatness.
Sick idea.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, love it.
So I was going to do a watching, but I ain't got one. The only thing I've been watching on YouTube, which is really sad, is line dancing.
Michael Flatley, have you been watching? No, he's not line dancing, is he? He's
not line dancing.
Pole
he's
dancing.
Irish dancing. Pole dancing.
Yeah.
I went on my YouTube history to see what I've been watching, and it was just like line dancing troupe, dance troupe, dance troupe, dance troupe.
Amazing.
If anyone wants to watch that, feel free. My listening, I got a good listening actually.
Have you?
Yeah. Let me just find it. It seems to have disappeared. 1 second. So I stayed up late last night to watch the Super Bowl, and
of course you did.
Noticing, that Dr. Dre and Eminem have just put out a new song, and it's called Gospel.
See, I didn't know this. Is this brand new from last night, or
dude,
what?
Heavy, goes hard. It came out just the other day. I guess they've done it off the back of this Super Bowl performance that they did last night. But dude, it was lit. Honestly, if you've not seen it, that sounded super cool then, didn't I, saying lit? It was lit. So Super Bowl halftime show was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, we're in LA, aren't we? We're in LA here.
Kendrick Lamar. It
Sick,
was brilliant, man. It was brilliant.
Wicked.
Really good.
So you stayed up. What was the? I don't even know what you say. Kickoff. It was at like 11. It was like 12 o'clock nearly, wasn't it?
midnight basically last night.
And what is this? A big piss up for you, or what? Is this like a...
No, not at all.
No?
So usually me and my friend Mr. Wilson, we have a bit of a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
We get together, make some food, hang out. But he's come down with the old COVID, so he cancelled. And I was like, to be honest, it's kind of nice when you're staying up till 3:30, 4 a.m. to be in your own house.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll just make some food, a couple of beers, 0% obviously, and rock and roll, and just sat and watched it here at home. So pulled a bit of a late one, dude. Had a super chilled day yesterday. Actually, I did a big ride on Saturday.
Yeah, you did.
In fact, what's a big ride to you, mileage wise? Regular bike, not E.
Regular bike, and what we talking? The thing is, it's sort of so how long is a piece of string, isn't it? Because if you're doing up and down, you're doing trails, like on a mountain bike, an 80k ride is a long fucking ride. If you're doing trails, then a 20k ride is a long fucking ride. A flat ride on 80, a steep ride on 20 even can be.
I never
ever
look at stuff like that.
No.
I really don't care. I don't care how long I'm out for. I never use Strava, but for some reason I put my Strava on, and it was like 21 miles, but that's a long ride to me at the moment.
No, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fucking big ride, especially in Sheffield. Everything's uphill, so it's like all uphill basically to get out to where I'm going, and then it's a little bit of down to get home. But yeah, it was a heavy one, dude. Like I was feeling it Saturday.
Wicked.
Plus, I set off and it was sort of a little bit rainy, but not really. And I was like, "Oh, it'll be all right. It'll be okay." And then the weather got like, as you saw from my video message, it got like gradually worse. Every like 10 minutes it was like raining a bit more, then it was snowing, and then we had some sleet and some sideways rain with wind. Like, oh man, I got home and it's probably the coldest I've been since being in the water.
Really,
water, actually, with my trousers and shit everywhere. Like, it was freezing. I couldn't get my shoes off. I was shaking on the doorstep. The whole thing, man, it was brutal. It was rough. So yeah, I had a bit of a chilled one Sunday after that.
Good on you.
I'm just gonna hang out at home. Just did some yoga, just chilled.
I bet.
And then stayed up Sunday. Just stayed up till about 4 a.m. this morning, which is why I'm a bit lethargic today.
There you go.
And yeah, it's a good game though. Super Bowl was good. If you're not into football, don't worry about it. But if you are, then you'll know it was actually a good game. It lived up to expectation. And there was two like really interesting stories coming into the Super Bowl too. You had like the Bengals, who were almost the last pick to win or even make the playoffs. They've been horrible for 30 years. They've not even made the playoffs for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're in the Super Bowl because they've got this quarterback called Joe Burrow, who's it's actually almost his rookie year this year. He missed last year, ACL injury. And then the LA Rams, who basically bought up loads and loads of talent throughout the year. They got players from different teams. They swapped draft picks, all in aim to get to the Super Bowl. And then they won, which is really cool.
Oh, cool. And it was in LA.
And it was in LA. Which is only the second time a team has won the Super Bowl in their own stadium.
There you go.
The only other time was last year, which was the Buccaneers in Tampa.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, it's good. Again, I kind of like American football. It's relaxing. I just sit, I had some nachos, had some chili, had some burgers, had a pizza. Had a lot of food, actually, when you think about it.
A burger, nachos, and a pizza.
Yeah. Burger, nachos, pizza, and chili.
And chili. Yeah, you did have a lot of food, yeah.
I went hard, dude.
You gorged, yeah, wow. Super Bowl evening sounds good. I like it.
It's nice.
Oh, that's cool. I don't really... Yeah, I American football is actually something I've never watched to the point where I've even understood it. I understand approximately like the yards and the touchdown, but I don't really quite know the rules enough to even... Yeah.
Me either, a lot of the time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Again, it's something that I've only started watching a bit more regularly about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So my dad used to be big into the Miami Dolphins when I was a kid. I always remember him, Dan Marino days. He used to have a Miami Dolphins jersey on a lot, my dad.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because that was like late 80s, early 90s when it wasn't really, I won't say it wasn't big here. I think it was getting big, but it was like really difficult to watch it because it was obviously, there was no recorded TV.
Yeah.
So it was like a bit of an anomaly that my dad was like into it. But, I've always been a Miami Dolphins fan really since then. And then, just last 3 or 4 years, I think just started watching it a bit more regularly. I think through winter it's kind of a nice thing to be able to turn to and just hang out. And
was it since Ace Ventura? Was it Ace Ventura the Miami Dolphins.
weren't it? Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the dude.
No, anyway. I can't. Yeah. Funny. Anyway, what's the equivalent for basketball of Super Bowl? Do they have like a? They must have a final championship.
Yeah, I guess just the playoffs and the finals. Yeah. Yeah, but LA is that soon? LA sure aren't bringing it home this year at the minute. They're not doing very well, I don't think. Well, I saw them the other day and they were on a losing streak when I watched them.
Right.
So yeah.
LeBron was at the Super Bowl. I seen him there.
Oh yeah. I would say it's always really star-studded, isn't it?
Oh yeah, super star-studded.
Yeah.
I'd like, it'd be cool to go. There was a video circulating on YouTube which I didn't watch, but I should have watched it. It was like what $1 million gets you at the Super Bowl, like $1 million
interesting
ticket. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Am I right in saying it's the world's largest sporting event?
I believe it's something ridiculous, like 50% of the American population watches the Super Bowl.
Most viewed, maybe.
And it's $7 million for a commercial.
Really?
Yeah. I was considering doing one for the podcast, but we just couldn't find the budget. At the moment.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Imagine you just got a freebie. Would it be guaranteed success? How interesting.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Hundreds of millions of people watch Super Bowl, I think.
I don't understand this.
The Rock did a bit of an introduction to it as well, which was kind of cool.
Right, okay, did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just typed in world's most viewed sporting event. 15 most watched sports events in the world. Tour de France is at number 1 with viewers 3.5 billion. Can't be right.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it's the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty sure it's the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it is the Super Bowl. I've just found it here.
What? I'm going to send you this link. I mean, obviously, you can't just type stuff into the internet anymore and believe what it says. Tour de France can't be, can it? Interestingly, when I was in Spain, I saw. When I was in Spain, I saw. I've just sent you that link. I saw the AG2R team training out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So yesterday, there was a peak of about 120 million people watching it.
Bloody hell.
Where's this link? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't think this is. I think Tour de France is different because it's like repeat viewers. So obviously you don't just sit and watch the one event. There's like multiple days. So they might count. If you come back each day, then maybe you count as 5 people.
Yeah.
Soccer World
crazy.
Cup says it's 3.3 billion.
Super Bowl 3.5 billion.
Dude, it can't be right.
That can't be right. That's astronomical.
Summer Games 2 billion. Winter Games 2 billion. Women's World Cup 1.12 billion. Boxing 1 billion.
Wow.
I don't understand actually what this is. I think this is.
That's got to be like return viewers or something over.
Fuck knows. It says like NBA Finals 16.54, but then it says NCAA Final Four 16.9, which is like the college basketball Final Four.
College basketball one, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think that's trying to throw us for a loop there, mate. Trying to make us look dumb.
Yeah, we know more than we know more than this bloody.
It succeeded.
We know more than this website.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do some listener questions?
Yeah, let's. Before we do the listener questions, I'd like to say get well soon to Mo, good friend of the podcast and a good friend in real life who has COVID-19 and is sat at home feeling very ill.
Really?
Yeah, poor Mo. So I know he listens, so I just thought we'd say, let's give him a healing vibes.
Give him a hashtag pray for Mo.
Pray for Mo.
You'll pull through, mate. You'll pull through.
Yeah.
High strength vitamin D.
Vitamin C.
Zinc and magnesium. You'll be right.
Listen, you'll be just good. You'll be all good, Mo. If you get past the boredom.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got in here. Okay. So I forgot to post these, so it only went up an hour ago.
Okay.
So there's not as many. There's quite a few actually, but there's not as many.
That's cool. That means we can satisfy more people, hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully we can satisfy more people. At our man on the ground at Jin.Sandu. thoughts on Kanye West's recent Insta posts.
Right. What's he done then?
Let's have a deep dive. What's he been up to? I know he's obviously split up with Kim. And I know he's been firing some shots at your boy. What's his name? Who's dating Kim now?
Not Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. I know he's been firing some shots at Pete Davidson.
Do you know, I found it. Pete Davidson's bloody funny, and I found it kind of a bit. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah,
she must be cool or something. I don't know.
Kanye's always had his issues though, hasn't he? I think he's I think he's struggling. Everybody hates this. That's what a real man does. Fight for your family, eh? Okay, what's going on?
I can't see any of this.
So I see that he's basically saying that he's.
We should have done research. I can't even see the posts. They've all been removed.
He's posting a lot. Fucking hell, he's posting like every few hours.
See, I'm trying to find like an overview.
So he's deleted a lot of his account though. So the only posts that are up there now are from 5 days ago. So everything else has been deleted.
Right.
Which is always not a good sign. But I've noticed a few people, especially celebrities, are starting to do this now, where you archive everything so that your Instagram feed looks really, really clean.
Right.
So an artist that I really like, Yellow Wolf, has got a new album coming out. So if you go on Yellow Wolf's Instagram now, it's like only a few photos, but they all sort of work and tie in together. I think it's kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
So he's basically saying, by the looks of things, well, he's put a McDonald's thing up.
Has he accused Kid Cudi of backstabbing him? Apparently. I think we're failing here. We're failing.
I think we're failing.
I want to find out. I'm disappointed.
It's not going well.
No, I'm disappointed with Pete Davidson. I don't know why. I just thought he wouldn't go out with Kim Cud. Like, oh man. Oh yeah, Kanye's called out her new boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's on. Don't look good. It don't look good.
Does it not? No.
Good. I think when everything goes in capital letters, it's a bad sign.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My account is not hacked.
I'm sorry to see it.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's move on.
There's not much I can do here. Yeah.
Thank you, Jin. Would love to hear your thoughts on what's going on with Kanye, because honestly, I personally don't really have any.
Yeah, sorry, Jin.
A question just came in now, in between that one, because I've just refreshed it, and it's Mo saying "fuck Corona." Is
that what he said?
It's literally just
there we go.
now, yeah.
That's brilliant. I wish I knew about. I wish I knew about this. I'm so useless at that. That's what like modern day news is. It's not about actual stuff. It's just about hot air, like Kanye and this girlfriend, like this girl that we're talking about. Do you know who she actually is?
Kim.
Yeah, what's she good at? I don't know. I couldn't even pick her out. If she walked down the street, I wouldn't know who she was. I'm really, really stupid. I don't know.
You say if Kim Kardashian walked down the street in Surrey Hills, you wouldn't recognise her?
I think I'd probably look over there, but I wouldn't know it was Kim Kardashian.
Wow, interesting.
I honestly don't think I would. I don't know any of their like family, or I don't know what any of them do or are, or what they're there for. I don't understand any of it.
You probably noticed Bruce. Sorry.
No, you're not allowed. That's bad. You did bad.
Yeah. Take that back. At JPWUK86, tell us everything you know about cryptocurrency in 23 seconds. Okay, it's going to be tough.
Oh, right. Man, I know. Fucking Norton, man.
Same. I don't know anything.
Okay, are you going to start or shall I start?
Here's what I know about cryptocurrency.
Okay, let me do
5 years.
I need to do the stopwatch. Because you can't have more than me. Otherwise, it's not fair.
All right.
Ready, steady, and go.
Here's what I know about cryptocurrency. Don't invest in Bitcoin. I feel like it's blown up and it's done by now. I might be wrong. Someone told me about 5 or 6 years ago to invest in XRP, aka at Ripple. And I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years. If that does what we think it's going to do, your boy's going to be a millionaire, and there ain't a damn way I'm going to be sat here talking to Ollie in the near future.
Yeah, right. You get bored.
Seconds. Let's go.
You get bored, dude, in your bloody mansion, whatever it is. All right.
Let me go.
And then this is my go, is it?
Yeah.
Shall I press start?
I got it. I'll
okay, mate. Yeah, all right.
I don't want you to be thinking about that. I want you to just do your thing.
Okay.
I know this is going to be tough. Ready?
Right, I'm ready.
Go.
The cryptocurrency is made up of because you mine the cryptos. They come out from in the computers where the floppy disk. Basically, it comes out of where the floppy disk used to go. They mine into something called a blockchain, and you stir the blockchain, and it. And that is an honest representation of what I know about it, because to me all it is gobbledygook, and I feel the whole time like I should know what it is and I'm missing out.
Okay.
Maybe someone could enlighten me.
We're gonna launch some NFTs.
You sounded like you knew what it was. Yeah, what's an NFT, dude? Come on.
Okay. I know. I think that's a load of shit. But who knows? People are invested. Mate, if Paris Hilton's in it and we're not, there's something going wrong, right? If Paris Hilton knows more about NFTs than me, there's something wrong. And I'm not saying she's dumb, but take a look at One Night in Paris. Draw your own conclusions from that.
She should make that into an NFT. I don't know how you do that.
I'm buying it.
You bought the original, might as well buy the NFT.
Exactly, I've got the collection. I don't know. We're going to launch some NFTs, hopefully. We're pretty much ready to do it, but we just need to figure out what we're going to put on them. And also...
Which is the whole thing. It's like that's like saying I'm going to draw a masterpiece. I just need to work out what it's going to be of.
That's true. That's literally where we're at with this thing right now.
Yeah, zero. We're at fucking nothing. Is where we're at.
Exactly. Yeah. And with the crypto thing, I mean, going right back to what we were talking about losing everything, that's why a lot of people are investing in Bitcoin and different cryptocurrencies, because if everything goes down, you still have your ledger with your crypto on it. That's not how I've been buying. I'll be honest with you. I've been using a company called eToro, where you're not actually buying the physical asset. You are margin trading, whether it's going to go up or down. And that makes me sound intelligent, and I'm not. But that's what I've been doing for about 5 or 6 years. So I'm putting a little bit of money every month.
Are you making good bunts? Are you killing it or not?
The thing is, crypto's so up and down. And if anyone...
See, you didn't say yes. When I gave you the opportunity to say yes, you didn't say yes. And for that reason, I'm out. If I was like... If I said to you, if you made good money on it and you were just like, yes, then I'll be in.
Have made
there you go.
On it. I've made substantial, but if you don't sell, you don't.
Yeah, it's all a gamble, isn't it? That's what I don't like about any of it. Like, I'm talking stocks and shares. I'm talking anything. I just don't like gambling.
Yeah, just cash in it. It's like two sides of me. One side of me is over here investing a little bit of money into crypto.
Yeah, it's so
the
true.
Other side of me is like cash only.
Storing it under floorboards.
the
it's
bit
like
in the muddle. I have a trouble with.
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it?
Oh dear. Okay. We got a statement from Isaac. Is it Ian? Sorry, Ian. Ian's art. Sorry. We need more ethnic diversity in mountain biking. It's purely a statement. But maybe, yeah. Probably right.
I think you're right. It's not very diverse as a sport, but...
No. Okay. Thea...
I mean, I feel like we should talk about that. I feel like we chicken shitted out of that, but I don't know what...
I chicken shitted out
Yeah,
of it.
absolutely. I don't know how you do that, is what I'm saying. I don't know I don't know how you do... How you make a sport more diverse. I don't know.
I mean...
What do you do?
Does it... God, wow. I mean... Yeah...
Exactly. This is where you come to, and it's not because I don't have any racism in me. I just don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do anything. I don't know how you bring anyone into a sport, kids into a sport. Like, maybe you get them. I don't know.
I feel like mountain biking is so big in so many different parts of the world that it should be more ethnically diverse.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, it's not like people aren't riding bikes in predominantly black countries, for example. It seems like it's pretty big everywhere. It's just that the top guys aren't. Like, that just seems to be what's happening. I feel like if you went to a local races, it's going to be a budding scene around the world. It's just not necessarily that top segment. And but mainly because it's only been getting bigger around the world in the last 10 years, and those people aren't quite there yet.
Fuck knows.
Maybe that's the thing.
Or it's just, or it can be because you know, I think a lot of girls out there would say that before they saw a girl doing it and these girls succeeding at it, there's no drive for it until you and so it's so chicken and egg. It's so impossible to. I can't summarize it. I don't know how to do anything like that. I don't understand. No. I think being cool and being nice to everybody is all I can really think of from a personal level. I don't understand how you do it otherwise. I don't really know.
No. Be interesting to find out more though. Would love to learn more about it. Elliot Jackson's going to be a great guy to talk to about it. He's got his whole thing going on about
Grow Cycling Foundation.
That, right? Grow Cycling Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it would be a great guest. Maybe we can get Elliot on to talk about it. But ultimately, it goes back to, you know, the whole thing of watching what you say all the time, and that's what we just did. We were like, don't know what to say. Don't want to say anything out of hand. Don't want to say anything silly.
No.
Don't want to say anything racist. Totally by accident, because I'm definitely not that way inclined. But yeah, interesting. I don't know.
It is interesting. I would love to know anyone's suggestions as well, because, and I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about anything. Like, I don't know how. You know, often I think it's tough because people can identify what's wrong with something, but they can't identify. I mean, I'm the same. That's what I'm saying. You can identify what's wrong. You know what's wrong, but you don't know how to right it. That's what's annoying in life, isn't it? You know, we've talked about it a number of times before when bad stuff's happened in the world. The Afghanistan thing, people pulling out, for instance. I remember thinking, and I remember saying on this, like, it's so sad. I'd love to help, but I don't know how. And it's the same. It same goes with so many actual, like, real life things that are going on in the world that you want to be better, but you don't know how. I don't know how.
It's a great way of summarising it. That's exactly how I feel as well.
All my brain power doesn't fucking know.
Ultimately, what's kind of cool...
What
is kind of cool, though, is we have a platform here to help promote those things, but don't necessarily know how to do it. So that's a nice thing to be able to say, okay, right, how are we going to promote more ethnically diversity in mountain biking? Well, let's use this platform to try and do that. Right. If anyone has any ideas, please reach out.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I'm more than happy to look at them. Anyway,
next.
Thaddeus Leah, is vlogging for pros fully accepted in the bike industry? Does it ever put off sponsors?
Ooh, I don't know. Gwynny's vlogging now. Well, he's not vlogging, he's doing how-tos, isn't he?
He's doing like training stuff as well, isn't he? I've seen one about upper body strength for mountain biking and stuff. Haven't watched one yet, I'll be honest with you.
No. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like I have to do it. It wasn't something I ever wanted to do, and I feel like now it's almost a necessity. I feel like you have to. And the power's in your hands. It's good. You can go out and make your own videos about whatever you want. Like, I had a new bike here. I made a new bike video. That's really cool. I never used to be able to do that.
True. Yeah, true. And I think as long as... I think you just summed it up quite well. As long as you're not doing it just for the sake of doing it, take the idea of vlogging, run with it a little bit, put your own spin on it, like you have. Mic rides, whatever, you know, the dad cam side of it for you. Other athletes are doing various things differently. Either it's a super well produced thing, something like Matt Jones, for example, really well produced, really sort of like quite professional, or a little bit more raw, like what you're doing. Or what Deeks does, I'd say, sometimes as well. It's a bit more like GoPro-y, whatever. But I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I mean, look how many athletes are jumping on doing it. And for sponsors, it's great. Like, if you can be putting out a weekly video or a weekly podcast or whatever, it can only be a good thing. Like, as long as it's not shit.
Which is,
and even if it's shit,
arguably
people sometimes love it.
Thanks for including me in that. Yeah, I much appreciate it. I don't think any sponsor would be against it, dude. Quite frankly, I think sponsors now are like... Yeah, I don't know. If you're now just going to be a racer, then there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's mega cool. I root for people who are just racers, and that don't put effort into other stuff. But you're essentially just putting all your eggs in one basket, aren't you? You're just saying, I'm worth my race results. When you have a puncture, your race results aren't that good. That means you're sort of worth nothing. Whereas you can, when you've got these platforms, you can turn even a puncture into a video that gets hundreds of thousands of views. Could even eclipse the live feed of the race itself. I'm not saying that's happened, but it could now. Yeah, it's a possibility with these channels, so I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the other side as well, because from my perspective, you end up feeling constantly stressed and like you need to put something out and share something about your life and video something that you don't necessarily think is cool or that you're proud of, or you know what I mean? It used to be very different to that. It used to be that every edit was like you really thought about it and tried.
Right. Yeah. I like that is obviously still a thing though. I've seen that like the guys at the 50-1 guys are doing something with at Max at the moment, Freedom, and it's nice to see them. Yeah, it's cool. On a sort of bit of a micro level in a way, but like they're getting a piece of land, the building features, the filming on it, then they're going to make an edit out of it. I still kind of... And I like that actually.
The best is so sick, yeah.
They're all doing that still as well. Like Craig's got something coming out soon. Luce did his one recently. I kind of like that is still happening and it's still a thing, but ultimately, yeah, there's nothing wrong with just doing the odd vlog and stuff, putting it out as long as you have fun with it and it's not...
It's funny because it's like... The whole time now, you feel like the ball's in your court, which was never the case before. It used to be you get a fucking magazine article and then you're a bit like... I've done my job for a bit. I'm current. I've killed it.
Yeah.
There's a bit of like breathing room. You could go out. You could dig stuff. Then you could just ride. You could just. Whereas now it just feels constant. So I imagine for those guys, for like Luce, whilst he's filming his edit, he has to have a bank of like social media content that he can put out whilst he's not able to put anything out that he's filming. You know, and even that like it stresses me out when I'm away. Even I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to have something to put up, or I've got to like.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Where do you think it's going as well? It's probably a lot deeper conversation, but vlogging's still relatively new.
Yeah.
What is it, 4 or 5 years old? I don't know. Probably a bit longer.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? Like, because at some point we'll look back and go, remember when people were doing the vlogs and now we're sat here in VR goggles going along for a ride with someone instead?
Yeah.
Or...
I just don't know. Because do you remember there was a time where Semenuk was ahead of the game? He had his series. You know, like I'm not saying Semenuk isn't. Semenuk's like you know on that next level up. Semenuk's like Semenuk, but Semenuk puts out these polished edits that are a huge amount of work and they're incredible. They've got some of the most amazing riding. He's pushing the boundaries of sport. All of that stuff I really love. He does things that no one else does, and he does them in a cool, steezy way. And like all of the cinematography is like the highest possible level. If you look at the views, and it's not all about the views, I appreciate that, but if you look at the views, you've got Pilgrim riding a shopping trolley with a steering wheel down a set of stairs, and it's getting similar views. And then you've got someone like Widmer who mixes the two. He mixes like really insane riding with like, you know, like. The police are chasing me. Oh no! And then massive double backflip, and like there's just so many different ways. Like everyone's doing it completely differently, and there's no right or wrong answer. But like Semenuk now, I would be thinking, you know, he doesn't get to have something that he puts out every week or every month.
No.
So then if you're a sponsor, what are you thinking then? Are you thinking, well, Semenuk's obviously a very sponsorable chap, isn't he? But would you be thinking at the same time, I need more stuff? Like, we need more content. Companies need more content now, don't they?
Yeah, true. I was just looking. He is still quite active on his socials.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's like, you know, every couple of days or something he's posting. But yeah, from an actual putting out a polished piece of content, very different.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not shooting shade on him at all. I was just trying to think of an example of like...
It's a good example.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example of someone who's like Gwynny's another example. So he's now doing how-tos. He wasn't at one point like the world's most dominant racer, and then Semenuk. So Gwynny's now putting out like almost disposable content. You know, I put out a lot of disposable content. You know, it's just my trips. It's just me documenting my life. It's not like a polished edit.
Yeah.
But that in itself, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, and like whatever you do, you neglect the other. So then you end up not doing. I haven't done as many.
When was the last time you did a polished Olly Wilkins edit?
I mean, like a lot of them now are just like you do an edit for product release, kind of really, yeah. So it hasn't been that long at all, but certainly one that I've actually put effort into myself and gone out and dug stuff for. It's been a while, and it's because I have to constantly put out other stuff. Would you like to do
it?
Yeah, I'd love to, but I don't see how.
Like a show reel sort of.
Yeah, I'd love to. I don't see how I don't have the money to buy land. I don't have the time to dig it all illegally.
Well, watching riders buy land to build like
you have to now, dude.
Reynolds,
it's just all a bit overcrowded, and everyone knows who you are, and you can't really get away with digging stuff illegally, which has been actually all of my life. It's just a shame. It's just and like nothing remains a secret. Everyone shouts about everything, tells everyone where everything is. I run the risk of sounding like a bit of a bummer when it comes to digging. I'll be honest, because I'm not on the side of like, we should all hold hands and make friends. I'm not, because I dig, and if you dig, you get pissed off real quick.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I don't know what we even were talking about then.
I can't.
Sorry,
let's do a couple more.
Let's.
Okay, this is a good one. At Michael Pollard. O-Dub.
What up?
Best location / place to stay in Madeira for riding with Free Ride Madeira.
Free Ride Madeira have a... Let me find it for you.
That cave looked good.
Oh, the cave was great, but there's no way John Fernandez is going to pick you up from there every day. If you stay in, it's called... I talked to John Fernandez, man. He's gonna help you. If you say what's the hotel that Olly always stays in, it's really good, because it basically it is really easy. It's right next to HQ. It's got a really nice cafe just up the road, and it's got seaside views. Lovely breakfast buffet. So why not, dude? After that place is hardcore riding. You're going to be beat up. You want to go back to a nice hotel. This is a nice hotel. There's a pool. There's a view. There's nice food. You're near to local amenities. Free Ride Madeira. That's
Win-win. Free Ride Madeira. All right, speak to John Fernandez. He's your boy. Okay. There's a few more, but I reckon, should we wrap it up at that?
Sure. Strange ending, but...
Yeah, but there's just a few silly ones, and it's like, do we end on that?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. I mean, donuts or yum-yums?
Oh, okay, got you. Right, got you. I mean, both. Nowadays, I feel like when I eat either one of those, I feel like I'm really joyriding. Like I'm really given up caring about my body and what fuel I've put in it.
I'm a massive donut fan.
Are you? There you go.
So Hookett's location, Hookett's office is pretty much next door to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I time the days and time that I go down to Hookett to coincide with the opening of Dunkin' Donuts, and I will go in there and drop 20 quid, I think it is, on a box of 12. Yeah,
good on you.
And the coffee's really good in Dunkin'. And last time I went to Dunkin' Donuts, quite embarrassing, I was wearing my Dunkin' Donuts hat, and the member of staff was like, "Do you work here?"
Really? There
just
you
a big
go.
Fan.
Fuck, I'm with you, dude. It's not that I don't like donuts or yum-yums. I just feel like I'm aware of my weakness, and my weakness is sugar. I'm like a crackhead when it comes to sugar. I just want it bad. I'm really, really...
I have to avoid it.
Yeah.
I just avoid it.
It sounds like you do, and you're fucking there queuing outside Dunkin' Donuts. Sound like you avoid it like the plague.
With the merch on.
I've got a few things written down here.
Okay.
Whilst that I was going to talk about, because I actually do write stuff down, and I remember to talk about it. But my listening is Bonobo Magic Man.
Bonobo Magic
Man.
Okay, all right. Bonobo. Let me write it down. I'll put it in the playlist right after.
And then that's a night.
If people don't know, I'm just going to promote that. We do have a podcast playlist. Just search The Ride Companion on Spotify, and you'll find all of the music that we listen to.
There we go.
Bonobo Magic
And then
Man.
I also wanted to say happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there.
It's Wednesday, dude, when this comes out, but yeah.
Okay, so that's a pointless one. I thought it could lead nicely into our dating thing, which has been a massive flunk, to be honest, hasn't it? We haven't found fuck all. We're a sexual desert. The ride companion is a sexual desert.
I visited a shop the other day, RX Sport eyewear supplier that we've promoted before on the podcast, and one of our listeners, one of the 6, worked at RX Sport, and it was him who got Tesh to submit his video.
There you go.
And I walked in, and Phil was like, "You found Tesh a date yet?" And I was like, "Not yet, mate. No, we'll keep looking."
Nothing.
We're searching for you. We're
Sucks,
trawling
dude.
through.
We're
trawling through. I
think we've got a lot of shy female. Either we have no female listeners, or we've got a lot of shy female listeners. Because so far we've got 3 guys.
And Murray was a great one, the last one.
Yeah, not to say that the others weren't. All of our applicants have been great.
The asbestos guy were also great, but I mean, come on, folks. It's really think about it.
No, I think we should target. These are 3 heterosexual guys. We know that's a fact. Yeah. I think we've got why the women really need to step up in this instance. To be honest, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to say what I think. Come on, girls. Yeah.
Come on, girls, come through. If even if you have to travel a bit, we'll pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, we've largely got a female listener base anyway, so that that we should have more female entries.
Yeah, very female listener base.
Yes.
So, come on, girls, come through. We'll pay for your travel. We'll get you a hotel if you need one. Not together, not on the first date. We'll just get you a hotel.
Dude, what are you making this into? What the fuck are you making this into? It sounds like hell. If I was a girl, I'd be like, fuck's sake, they're making me go in a hotel with some weird bloke.
And Benny's here.
Behind some weird COVID screen. Right, thanks for listening to episode 32 of The Ride Companion.
Appreciate y'all, folks. One love out there. Be safe. Don't forget, at @odub_23 on the gram, at The Ride Companion. Like and subscribe. Tell your nan. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Wow.